Alright, hello everyone. Darkside Phil here with a special video. And I really don't know how to approach this video, quite honestly. It's kind of me speaking from the heart. It's kind of me revealing some information and uh, being honest with you in a way that, probably not a lot of other YouTubers are. Or if they are, I don't know if they would actually go into as much detail about stuff like I do. And for sure, I'll tell you this. If you're just a casual viewer and you're stopping by my channel, DSPGaming, for the first time or for the first time in a while, and you're just here to watch the new gameplay, you really don't have to watch this video. This is more for the long-standing viewers, more for the hardcore viewers, those who have been with me for a long time or who like to watch all of my content and who care more about the personal connection that I have with my viewing audience and who really want to know what's been going on with me these past couple of months, all right? In particular, the thing that we're addressing in this video is if you are a subscriber or an avid viewer of DSPGaming, and by the way, ignore my really messy hair because I forgot to brush it before I did this video. No biggie. But if you are an avid watcher of DSPGaming, you probably would have noticed that out of nowhere, in the past 2 months, September and October in particular, the viewership here has been lower than usual. And what I mean by that is typically when I play a new game, especially if it's a new release here in this third and fourth quarter of the year when all the I call it the hardcore gaming season, when all the new stuff's coming out, typically I get a certain amount of attention on the games that I play, okay? And not to say that there's any kind of criteria that I measure or whatever, but the bottom line is this. This year in 2015 was a good year for me until September because every month I basically had about the same amount of viewership. FYI, just so you know, rule of thumb, it's been around 3 million views per month. It's not a lot in comparison to the big YouTubers, but it's certainly a lot in comparison to the common YouTuber, and it's enough that I've been able to generate enough income in combination with that and the adoption of Patreon earlier this year to be able to continue my business full-time, to make improvements, to pay my bills, and to keep doing this as an occupation, all right? All of a sudden, in September of this year, the views dropped off. Big, and we're not talking like, oh, a little bit of a fluctuation. About 1/5, 20% of my views disappeared over the month of September. And it really doesn't make any logical sense when you're thinking of it from a viewership standpoint. You think, well, Phil played Metal Gear Solid 5, that was huge. He played Mad Max, he played games like Soma, he played Mario Maker, which also was huge and did really well in the views. Later on in the month, I messed around with games like NBA 2K and Tony Hawk. Not to say that they were stupendous games, but still, all these games you would think the balance of all of that over the month of September would have garnished some attention and would have brought in some views. And when you even mention games like that, you're like, man, it should have probably had more views. I mean, the summer, when you really think about the summer months this year, it was pretty dead. I was doing downtime projects like a second playthrough of Fallout New Vegas and stuff like that that really didn't garnish that much attention from new mainstream viewers who were here to see new games. And so, when you look at a performance like that in September, what could have happened, right? That in September, all of a sudden, there was a huge dip in views. It doesn't make sense. And I talked about it, and I basically said, if you are a supporter of mine, I have no idea what's going on. You can always support me by spreading the word about my videos, watching the videos, and Patreon, okay? And so in the month of October, I kind of just said, well, business as usual. I don't know what happened. I can't control it, certainly. So we're going to continue on. And, of course, in October, we had some pretty big heavy hitters like the Transformers Devastation game. We had multiple different games launching at the same time, such as Disgaea 5 and Assassin's Creed Syndicate and WWE 2K16 and Halo 5 Guardians. And that's not even all. I'm sure there's more of them over here that I'm probably not even thinking of. In addition to all of that, they're not, one of them was Talos Principle. Oh, that's right, we had all the episodic games ending, like Life is Strange, Tales from the Borderlands, right? All these games. So there's tons of stuff going on in the month of October. In addition to that, I did a Halloween special, okay? And I hate to say it because the results for October are not 100% done. They'll be done as of tomorrow. Typically, it takes about 3 days after the month to tally up the final results for the month and see. But it looks like October was just as slow, if not slower, views-wise, than September. Now, how does that make any sense, right? We had even more new releases in the month of October. You would have thought it would have driven even more attention to DSP Gaming than ever before. And especially, again, thinking back this year at the fact that there's been slow months for game releases, but they had more views than September and October. What could be going on? And of course, you got the crazy conspiracy theorists, you got the naysayers, you got all these fucking weirdos who like to make shit up about stuff. And, you know, it's all fluff because it's all just speculation. It's not based on any kind of fact. Finally, I'm going to be honest, what really happened. I was messaged by someone, and I can't really disclose information on who this person is because they basically had it in confidence when they messaged me. And they said, Phil, I just want to let you know that I know you're freaking out for the past couple of months regarding views on DSP Gaming. Well, I've got the inside scoop, and, you know, please don't tell anyone how I'm contacting you or whatever, who I am. But the bottom line is this. I know why your viewership's way down, and it's nothing that you've done wrong, and it's nothing that your viewers are doing wrong. It's nothing about the content you're putting out. It's a very simple, stupid thing in regards to YouTube. And at this point, I don't know what to tell you to get back on your feet, and let me explain the situation. So the person proceeded to do it. All right. For those of you who don't know, this past summer, I had a lot of fucking problems, all right? And I'm not talking, oh no, personal issues or whatever. I'm talking people who, for whatever reason, just don't like me and wanted to end me from having a living. Basically, wanted to end my business. They didn't want me to be able to put out videos anymore or live stream. I was under the attack of DDoS attacks, so they were constantly pinging my internet and knocking me off the internet when I tried to live stream. They were doing all kinds of things in regard to doxing, meaning I would try to go on stream, they'd be sending out my address information to people, and on Patreon, they'd be posting up my address there, and they go all over the internet trying to dox me and send out information, personal information about me and my family. Not just me, my family members and stuff like that too. Then it escalated to a whole new level when in June I was swatted. And the police showed up, and luckily I had called the local police last year when I moved here and warned them that something like this might happen because it was a growing epidemic. And luckily, the swatting ended up just being, you know, a quick false alarm 5-minute deal. It wasn't a big deal. Local law enforcement didn't go too crazy over it, even though they did send a SWAT team. It wasn't like some of the other horrendous swattings that have happened recently, where you hear about entire towns being closed down and kids being evacuated from schools and people nearly being shot. It was nothing like that, thank God. All right. So all of that going on this past summer, but I came back strong, and I said, I'm not going to let it affect me. I'm just going to keep going. And, you know, the best way to kind of to stick it to them is to keep doing what I'm doing and being successful. And we had a great summer, in my opinion. And then near the very end of the summer, in August, all of a sudden, DSP Gaming and my vlogging channel, The King of Hate Vlogs, started getting hit with false copyright strikes. Now, these copyright strikes were almost kind of ingenious because they found a fucking loophole around YouTube's copyright system, basically finding that the system is completely automated and a piece of garbage. So let me to explain very quickly. YouTube's copyright system works like this. You send them something that existed somewhere else on the internet before it existed on a YouTube channel. It could be a song, it could be a piece of artwork, it could be a video clip, it could be anything. All you need to do is send them the evidence that that existed somewhere else first, then send them the evidence that it was used in someone's video on YouTube. You could send them completely falsified information saying who you are, that you have any legal rights to this piece of content, and YouTube's automated system, which is run by robots, there's not a human involved in the system, will simply say, does it match? Yes. Do we check any of the information to make sure this person's real? No. Copyright strike. And that's how YouTube's copyright system works. So there were people who had submitted fan art over the past couple of years that I've used on pre-streams, that I used in certain playthroughs, such as my Nintendo 3DS playthroughs, where I had these cool templates submitted by fans. And this fan art, they flagged it. They said, oh, well, it existed here first before Phil ever used it. Even though I had legal permission to use this fan art, they basically fooled YouTube's system. And so YouTube system doesn't look to see if you have legal permission, doesn't look to see if the person is legit. They just flag everything. So I ended up getting tons of false copyright strikes. I ended up getting two against the King of Hate Vlogs and 2 against DSP Gaming all at once within a week's time, which meant that if I got one more, the channels would be shut down temporarily until I could get everything reversed. I lost my ability to live stream during about a 2-week period in August. And at that time, things were very uncertain. I contacted my partnership network, Machinima. I explained the situation to them, and they said, listen, we recommend that you set all of your videos that used fan art ever to private, so that way they can't flag any more of them, okay? And we're going to work with YouTube to get your streaming capability back. YouTube did that. They gave me my streaming capability back and said, okay, we understand these are false copyright strikes, but because we want to legally protect our own ass, we refuse to remove the strikes ahead of time. You have to wait 2 full weeks to get the strikes off of your channel. So basically what YouTube is saying is, we don't care about you. We care about protecting our ass legally. So even though we have no information whatsoever proving that any of these strikes against you are legit, because they're not, you can even tell some of them was completely falsified information. It was just fake. You called the number. It's a false phone number. But just because of that, they didn't care. We're going to legally protect ourselves. We refuse to remove the copyright strikes. So I had to sit there for 2 weeks in late August. 1 week I couldn't stream at all. Okay, I finally did get my streaming capability back and resumed streaming back in September, or in early September. And then I got another copyright strike against DSPGaming. Yeah, a lot of people don't know about this. It was against a private video, meaning one of those videos, one of those pre-streams that had fan art in them was set to fucking private, meaning no one could see it, and it got a copyright strike against it, which makes no sense. What that means is that whoever this is who was false flagging all the videos for copyright probably found a video and had flagged it like way earlier in the week, and YouTube dragged their feet, okay, to submit the strike, and even though I had set the video to private, they still gave me a copyright strike for it later in the week. So now, basically, if Machinima hadn't been involved, DSPGaming would have shut down completely for at least 2 weeks, all right? Luckily, Machinima got involved, and that didn't happen. But Machinima said, well, at this point, you're basically boned because we don't know what else is in the pipeline. Whoever these malicious parties are could have submitted 100 copyright claims against you for every piece of fan art ever. So we recommend you take a day and you go through and you delete all of these videos off of your channel whatsoever that have fan art in them. So I did. I went and I deleted upwards of hundreds of pre-stream videos, because keep in mind, every day I stream, and every day I was streaming 1 or 2 times. That's 2 pre-stream videos. So you're talking upwards of hundreds, if not more, videos that I had to delete off of DSPGaming. So I did all that, and it was all that, plus I had to make all of my Nintendo 3DS playthroughs, either private or delete them. It was a lot of work, and it took probably about 4 hours time to do all of this. And ultimately, it was a major negative, and let me explain why. Not to say that anyone really cares about a pre-stream video that I made a year ago. Who gives a shit, right? But for those 2.5 years that I've been doing pre-stream videos, right, and uploading them to DSPGaming, that's a significant amount of views. Each video maybe gets 1,000 views here or there, but some of them got more, some of them got less. And you're talking hundreds of videos, so you're talking hundreds of thousands. In fact, just FYI, I did the math, okay? The videos that I ended up deleting off of DSPGaming to protect me from these false copyright strikes amounted to almost 2 million views. Now, keep in mind, that was spaced off of a long-ass period of time. It was over 2.5 years that I'd been doing live streaming, but still, that's a significant amount of views that all of a sudden disappeared from my YouTube channel. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, when you delete a video from your YouTube channel, regardless of the fact that it had views on it, YouTube subtracts those views from your total view count. Huh? So just because I deleted a video today, it never existed? That's how YouTube's system works. And that's why I laugh when I hear about, oh, Google employees are so smart and they hire from Ivy League schools. What fucking buffoon thinks that just because you've deleted something so no one can see it in the future, that it didn't exist in the fucking past? It just doesn't make any sense at all. And it's not like it matters, right, that those views don't exist anymore. It doesn't. It doesn't matter. It's that view existed in the past, so it shouldn't affect my total view count now. It shouldn't go down, but it did. When I deleted all those videos in August, my total view count on DSPGaming went down by about 2 million views. Now, I didn't think anything of it. I'm thinking, this isn't going to affect me in any kind of a big negative way. It's just pre-streams and stuff. Yeah, the one thing I would say that I regret that people cannot watch right now are all of my Nintendo 3DS playthroughs, because I did a ton. I Tomodachi Life, Majora's Mask, Pokemon Omega Ruby last year, Monster Hunter 3DS, of course, Professor Layton vs. Phoenix Wright, which I did full fucking voice acting for, and I can't make any of those public because YouTube's copyright system is such garbage. Someone could false flag. Oh, there's a picture of Phoenix Wright's face that existed on a Nintendo webpage before it was ever in a piece of fan art for Phil. I'll just prove that that existed, and Phil will get a copyright strike, and it will work. So I can't make those public anymore, and that sucks, all right? But I didn't really think it was going to negatively affect anything too much at all. So I came back in September, and I worked at it really hard. You know, I worked through all those games to September. And when all the views were so low at the end of the month, a 1/5 decline, 20% decline in views, I was shocked. How could this be? Why would I have such a decline in views? And then in October, keep in mind what happened in October, I got another false copyright strike against me. Yes, for the same thing, a piece of fan art from a video from June of 2014, where again, it was a picture of booth babes with me superimposed on it. Well, someone proved that that picture of booth babes existed on the internet before it was in my fan art, and YouTube's automated system's a piece of shit, flagged me and gave me another copyright strike. And again, I have to say special thanks to Machinima. They once again went above and beyond. They went behind the scenes. They contacted YouTube, and within a couple days, I got my live streaming capability back. However, this time, I decided I wasn't going to live stream all the time anymore. I was going to cut back on live streaming. It would only be for new releases, maybe only for the first few streams of each game, and that's kind of what I've been trying to abide by these past couple of weeks. So I've been streaming a lot less than I have been, okay? So I'm working at it, and all of a sudden, you know, I'm trying to not look at views or whatever, because I just want to play the games and not be, like, bummed out or affected by the fact that views might look low or whatever. And now I look again and they're low, and I'm like, this is insane. So I get this message from this guy saying, I know why your views are low for the past 2 months, and you're not going to like the answer. He says, well, you remember, in August, you deleted all of your pre-streams. You deleted all of your videos that had fan art, right? Your channel lost 2 million views. He says, this is how YouTube works. Now, listen to how fucking stupid this is. From Ivy League employees at Google, they're so brainy, right? They're supposed to be smart. When you delete a video, it takes away views from your channel. YouTube ranks channels based on how many views they bring in on a monthly basis, and based off of that rank, they actually prioritize and put channels in order dependent on how you're going to get ranked in searches, how your videos will show up in related videos, the chances that your video will show up as a highlight somewhere on YouTube, all right? So, typically every month, I make 3 million views. 3 million views is pretty good. And I've been around since 2008. This channel in particular, DSPGaming, has been around since 2010. So the fact that my channel's been around for over 5 years, still bringing in millions of views a month, I was actually pretty high up in the rankings and the priority for gaming channels on YouTube. And I got some pretty good search results. If you search for Bloodborne playthrough, you know, I would show up maybe in the top 50 or so people playing the game, and of course, it's always random. It all depends on how many views individually you got on your videos. It depends also on how long your videos are. Yes, it's called engagement, and it has no fucking... Who cares if you watched a 5-minute video or a 30-minute video, that the 30-minute video gets rated higher, and it does. That's how YouTube works right now. The 30-minute video gets rated higher than the 5-minute video because it's longer. Makes no fucking sense, but again, the brainiacs at Google, right? Because they're Ivy League trained. They know better than everyone else. So anyway, I digress. For me to be bringing in, you know, 3 million views a month and being around for 5 years, I was pretty good in the rankings. Here's what happened in the month of August. I brought in around 3 million views, and YouTube says, well, you deleted all your pre-streams. And all, you know, you made all these videos private, yada, yada, yada. So that was 2 million views. So even though you made 3 million new views, we're going to subtract 2 million from that, and net for the month of August, you really only brought in 1 million views. What? Just think about that. Think about the logic of that, okay? I had 3 million new oranges. I lost 2 million oranges from my stock that was over here, completely separated from the 3 million new oranges. Did the 3 million new oranges dis-a-fucking-pair? No, you still have 3 million oranges over here. So why the fuck does YouTube's ranking system for what views are brought in on a monthly basis give a flaming fuck about what you delete? And again, it wasn't like, oh, I had 400 videos flagged for copyright. I had deleted the videos myself to protect myself from YouTube's broken copyright system that I was a victim of. So let's review. YouTube's copyright system is a piece of fucking shit run by fucking automated robots with no kind of human interaction or any kind of legal responsibility on YouTube's part. They will flag the fuck out of anyone so that they can protect their own ass from a fucking lawsuit. They struck my channel with 5 false copyright strikes in the past 2 months because they're too fucking lazy to institute a real copyright system that protects the uploader. Because of that system being so broken, I was advised by YouTube and my partnership company, Machinima, to delete videos off my channel so I couldn't have further abuse of their own broken system. I did it, and YouTube said, oh, we have another broken system called the ranking system. And because we told you to delete 2 million views worth of videos, we're now going to drop you in the rankings so you don't fucking show up anywhere anymore. And that's actually what's happened to DSPGaming in the past 2 months, if you can believe it. DSPGaming used to show up in search results. When you search for a new game, I would be in there. When you were watching a playthrough of a game, I would be in the related. My channel, DSPGaming, if you were watching other similar gamers on YouTube, my channel would show as a related channel on the side of their sidebar of their page. It doesn't anymore. I'm gone. I've been completely removed from search results. I've been completely fucking removed. Now, don't get me wrong. If you type in DSP or DSP Gaming plays such and such, yeah, then it'll come up. But in general, if you're just searching for a game, I'm gone. So here's what happened. I was basically removed from YouTube search and related videos as of early to mid-September. And so that influx of natural organic growth that I would get, wow, here's someone who's playing this game, I want to check out their video, I'll click it, is gone. I have no natural organic growth anymore because I don't show up anywhere on YouTube except on my own channel. So what that means is for the months of September and October, the only people watching my videos on DSP Gaming have been hardcore fans and, of course, the hardcore detractors that still watch all my videos, too. Those are the only people. No new people have seen any of my gameplay because I'm not showing up anywhere else on YouTube. And if you don't believe me, you could search, and you'll confirm it. Again, don't search for DSP in a game, just search for a game in general. You won't find me anywhere in there when I used to be relatively high up, maybe top 20, top 50 even, gamers playing a game. And that actually does add to the view count that I get on my videos. It's the natural influx of people from YouTube who come and watch someone who's playing a game. And the other piece of evidence, take a look at my vlogging channel, The King of Hate Vlogs, where only like 3 videos were removed, which really doesn't amount to a hell of anything. Guess what? My views on the vlogging channel are identical. So, obviously, it's not that there's a massive amount of people who just don't want to watch my content anymore or they're turned off, right? No, it's that DSP Gaming got fucked over by YouTube and then they got double fucked over by YouTube because YouTube systems are broken, automated trash. And I fucking had it. I've had it up to fucking here with YouTube over the years, fucking with me. All the changes that YouTube has instituted that have completely fucked over my business. How about when they changed channel pages so there was no more social interaction? DSP Gaming, and before that even, Darkside Phil, and then subsequently DSP Gaming, used to be a social hub. I used to have a cool feed where I would interact with my viewers and fans. I would favorite videos and those would show up. I would, like videos and those would show up. And I could highlight people's videos and showcase them on my channel page, and it would get tons of attention to other people's projects. Then YouTube changed the channel pages, and it all went away. Because people said, I don't want to use channel pages anymore. They look like crap. They don't have any originality to them. They don't have that social feeling or functionality anymore. What about YouTube comments, which were turned into utter trash when Google Plus was integrated in them? That was a smart move, wasn't it, Google? But ultimately, the thing that really hurt my business the most over the years, and this is the God's honest truth because I have evidence of it. You can actually look at the statistics of my channels, okay, over the years. I believe it was either mid-2012 or early 2013, YouTube decided to change the search algorithm on YouTube, as I've told you previously in this video, so that you get priority based off the length of your video. And they called it engagement. I don't call it engagement, because they weren't measuring, oh, you watched 75% of someone's video, they're higher than someone who you only watched 20%. That's not what they're measuring. They were measuring length of time. Why? Because they're fucking stupid and they don't understand basic math. They don't understand that watching 3/4 of a video is more important than watching 20 minutes. Time means nothing. Length of time means absolutely fucking nothing. Engagement percentage does. But that's not the criteria that they started using in 2012, 2013, whenever it was that they flipped the switch on YouTube and changed the search engine criteria. So let me give you some perspective. I had a video, two or three videos actually, on DSP Gaming, this channel, that was Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, Part 1. Typically that video, every month, from the day that I released it until the day when they flipped the switch to change the search engine, got around 10 to 15,000 views every month. So every month I could expect to get 10 to 15,000 views on that video, even though it's an old playthrough, because basically it was the most popular video ever for someone playing that game. So if you search for that, it was the top video, okay? But the video was short. It was like maybe 15 minutes long. When YouTube flipped the switch, okay, and said, we're going to make search criteria based off of length of time, that video doesn't show up in search anymore at all. Unless you search for DSP or DSPGaming plays Spider-Man Web of Shadow. Or not Web of Shadow, Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. And overnight, a video that used to get me 10 to 15,000 views a month now gets 0 views a month. Because it doesn't show up in YouTube search anymore because they changed it. YouTube didn't tell anyone they were changing the search algorithm. They just fucking did it. Some people got wind of it. And all of a sudden, some people said, gee, if I make longer gameplay videos, like 30 minutes or 40 minutes long, my video is going to show up in the search better. My video will be featured better, and I'll get more views. And that's why the majority of people who do gameplay videos on YouTube today and are successful do longer videos. It has nothing to do with it being more digestible to the viewer. It has nothing to do with them wanting to progress further or making it easy to watch so that you don't have to go through a playlist. None of that. It's because they changed the search algorithm, didn't fucking tell anyone, and some people got the inside info, I wasn't one of them, and changed the length of their videos, and now those people are all at the forefront of YouTube gaming because of that bullshit. Unbelievable. This is the shit I've put up with over the years. 2008, I started this as a hobby. I love doing this. I want to keep doing this. I don't want to fall apart and have my business fall apart because YouTube is an automated piece of fucking shit who won't interact with its uploaders, doesn't care about the legal rights of its uploaders, and the fact that we are the ones who give them the content to make money. If it weren't for us giving them videos, they'd have no fucking content on the website and it would make $0 of revenue ever. Yet they make change after change after change that doesn't benefit us. It fucks us. And they benefit while we get fucked. And it's bullshit, because it really is. It's kind of like, what do you do? Because without YouTube, would I ever have been noticed on the internet? Well, I already had a following, but it was for fighting games, and I had retired from fighting games. I didn't really give a shit about them anymore. So it was YouTube that made all this popular and possible. And, you know, couldn't my business exist outside of YouTube? Probably not. Where would it go? What other on-demand video website is there, right, where I could alternatively do this? And still to this day, people, why don't you have your own servers, Phil? Why don't you pay for your own servers? That's an insane pipe dream. Even PewDiePie, the biggest YouTuber, says he would like to do that, but he hasn't done it yet. You know how expensive it would be to have a private network of servers live to the world so people can watch my gaming content on demand, and I could run my own ad revenue on it? It's insane. It's way too difficult. It's not viable. It's never been done. In my opinion, it never will be done. You need this. If I had millions upon millions upon millions of dollars, yeah, then maybe I could do it. It's not viable. It's never going to happen. I'm always going to be reliant, sadly, on YouTube. And so this is just another case. YouTube's copyright system's broken. YouTube's ranking system's broken. And I'm fucked. Now, there is some silver lining at the end of all of this. I don't want this to be a total negative video, okay? The silver lining is this. Number one, even with the fact that my viewership tanked by about 20% in the past 2 months, I'm still making decent money, okay? It's not like, oh my god, I'm destitute, but it's tight. Like, I'm at the edge now, where between what I'm making on YouTube and what I'm making on Patreon is like, wow, like, I can barely pay my bills, but there's no way, like, I have debts from moving that I was hoping to pay down within 2 years. If it keeps up like this and there's no positive change, there's no way. Those debts are going to be around for a while, which means I'm not going to be able to travel. I'm not going to be able to upgrade equipment. I'm just not going to be able to afford any of that, all right? And that's just the reality of it. And it's YouTube's fault. It's 100% YouTube's fault for not having these safeguards in place and having proper systems in place. They fucked me over, all right? But the good news is I could still survive. You're not going to see me destitute and having to, you know, sell my house, but you're not going to see the old kind. You're not going to see me be able to buy every new game. You're certainly not going to be able to see me go traveling and doing fun stuff, and you're not going to be able to see me buying every system and everything and being able to cover it for you if this progresses the way that it is and it doesn't turn around, all right? Now, I've spoken with Machinima about it briefly, very briefly with Machinima, and they confirmed it. They said, we looked at your analytics, we're looking at your Google rankings because they have access to that data. and I'm fucked. They're basically like, yeah, you're fucked. You have dropped insanely low. You were way up here, and now you're way down here, which means you've got no natural influx of viewers to your channel whatsoever, which is why you've had such a drop-off. But, at least from what I've been told from Machinima, they believe that if I keep at it, and I stay positive, and I keep plugging away at it, that give it another, 2-3 more months. So hopefully by the end of this year, right? Especially with all the stuff that's going on with new games in my year-end series, even though I'm going to have lower views now, that hopefully YouTube will finally start to see, oh, he's still getting 2 to 3 million views, 2 to 3 million views every month, and I'll start to grow up and up again in the rankings. Will I ever get back up to where I was in the search rankings? Probably not, but at least it'll start to go up, and I'll start to get some more organic influx again into DSPGaming. The casual viewer who doesn't know who I am, who isn't watching every one of my videos, but they're looking for a fun playthrough of a certain game, and they type it in. Maybe I'll start showing up in search again, or I'll start showing up in related videos again, and people will start watching that stuff again. It's quite ridiculous. Just to give you some perspective, some playthroughs that I've done, I've got the biggest playthrough of that on YouTube. So for example, TV Superstars. I was one of the few people ever when the PS Move was released to play TV Superstars. I did a cooperative playthrough of it. It was hilarious. Got more views than anyone who played the game. But now if you search for TV Superstars, I'll show up, but I won't show up in the related videos like I used to anymore. If you're watching someone else play it, I won't show up over there anymore. And it really fucked me, because that was the organic stuff, the organic attention that my channel got, and it's gone. It was 1/5. Interesting to see, right? That 1/5 of my viewership weren't the hardcore viewers. It was these other people who just kind of wandered in. And I'm sure eventually some of those people became regular viewers and new subs. Why do you think I get new subs every month? It's these, not the people who watch my stuff every day. It's these new, natural, organically inflowing viewers, which is also why I've noticed my subscriptions haven't been grazing very much the past 2 months. No surprise, because I'm not getting the new viewership anymore. So, the bottom line is this, ladies and gentlemen. There's three approaches I'm taking here. Number one, I'm going to continue to do what I do. I'm going to continue to work. I'm going to continue to do videos. I'm going to continue to have fun. I'm going to continue to cover the new games that I like. And I'm going to do the year-end series and reviews and everything, all right? It's all going to continue. I can't stop now. That would be stupid. Like I said, at least even with the drop, are things tight? Absolutely. But I'm able to at least make ends meet for this time. I'll be in debt still, but at least I can make ends meet with this fucking bullshit that's been going on, all right? That's number one. I'm not stopping. I want to make everyone abundantly clear. Some people, well, some people say, why don't you go get a job? I'm sorry. If you think that me dropping all this investment, all this time, all this work, this following that I have on YouTube, dropping all of that to go get a part-time job is a smart strategy, you're a nudnik. You just, you're in such a mentality that you can't make an internet-based business work. You think that me going to get a $10 an hour job somewhere is going to pay my bills compared to what I do now? You're out of your fucking mind, and it's an insanely silly situation. A lot of people say, well, what's your fallback plan? There isn't any. There never was. This was a crazy pipe dream. This always was just kind of a crazy thing that I had no idea if it was going to work, how it would work, or how long it would work, if it would work indefinitely, if there would be a time period when YouTube fell out of popularity or YouTube changed and I wouldn't be able to do it anymore. And now it seems to be happening. YouTube is now at the point where it's abusable enough. It's just complete bullshit with its ranking system. All it cares about is making money and promoting big corporate projects. And, I hate to say it, take a look at the biggest gaming YouTubers. Most of them have a team of people who have tons of money. They're investing in the videos, and they've got high video quality and all this shit. It's not about the common person anymore doing something for the love of it or having fun with it. It's about big business. You have to be a giant, overproduced team of people to be popular on YouTube now. The common person cannot be popular anymore. And that's a shame, because YouTube used to be, you go on YouTube, you make a silly video where you do something that's different from what everyone else does, like I did when I started back in 2008. You become kind of virally popular because of it, and then you can make a living off of it. Not anymore. YouTube has completely shut the door on that with all the changes they've made. It's not possible anymore. It's certainly not. You might get viral for one video and then you're done. Because then all the other guys that YouTube likes to promote, the big bullies of the corporate world who have tons of money to invest in their videos, they get pushed to the forefront because of all this YouTube priority nonsense. And people like me and you go to the fucking bottom of the barrel, because that's how YouTube works now. So the bottom line is, I'm not going to quit. That's the first part of my strategy, is I'm not going to quit. I'm going to try to stay positive. I'm going to keep making videos. Number two, I am going in 2016 to attempt, as I've already revealed as an idea, I revealed this on my last podcast, to try to change up some of my content. And what I mean by that is possibly play less games, but instead of playing as many games as I've been playing, take the time out to take that raw, unedited footage that I'm making for DSP Gaming and turn it into edited montages, countdown series, the best and worst of my personal favorite picks for maybe best horror games, best action games of a certain console generation. Videos, people have been asking for this kind of video from me for 5 years. And I keep telling them, I'm not a video editor. I'm not a highly skilled video producer. I'm a gamer. My favorite thing to do is sit here, play games, and share that experience with you. But apparently that's not what's popular on YouTube anymore. People want these highly polished, stylized, quick delivery countdown videos, and that's it. It's like attention deficit fucking disorder. They can't just be bothered to sit and watch a game anymore. They want little snippets. So I want to continue to do the full playthroughs on DSP Gaming, but being that I'm seeing what's happening with DSP Gaming, I want to kind of make a gaming channel that caters to what's popular as well. So at least I'm splitting my time. So the hardcore fans, those who like the full playthroughs, get that. Those who like the new stuff get this, and they could subscribe to the new channel and not have to worry about the raw gameplay. That's kind of my strategy in 2016. And quite honestly, it's going to be dependent on Machinima, because Machinima is going to have to basically give me the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, we understand your DSP Gaming channel's been around forever. It's got a hardcore installed viewer base. We trust you that if you make this new channel, it's going to have decent views. We're going to partner you under a managed partnership so you can do these edited videos and you're not going to get content ID matches and all kinds of shit. So the same agreement I have on DSP Gaming, get on this new channel. And if they agree to that, I think we're going to be fine. Because I think that next year you're going to see big organic growth on this new channel that I make. You're going to see a lot of carryover from DSP Gaming. You're probably going to see more subscribers on that channel growing and growing than you've ever seen on DSP Gaming, because it's not going to be inundated with videos. It's going to have 1 or 2 videos a week, probably. And people will like that rather than 20 videos a day like on DSP Gaming. They'll actually subscribe to it because that's what the common YouTube viewer is used to digesting. 1 or 2 videos from someone a week, not a dozen a day, right? And I think it'll work. But I have to talk to Machinima about it. I do, because if I can't get into a good partnership that's going to protect me from this content ID match and all this nonsense, and half the stuff that I put on the channel is going to get claimed and I make no money on it, then it's a wasted effort, right? And ultimately, if you're watching this video, like I said at the very beginning, if you're someone who watches my content, you like me, and you're like, man, I really want to see Phil succeed, and I'm so upset that this is happening to him these past couple of months, what can I do? There's 3 things. Number 1, continue to watch. And certainly I'm not saying you have to watch more, you have to watch everything. That would be very greedy of me. But just please at least continue to watch something. Even if it's a playthrough that maybe you didn't think that you would enjoy, give it at least the first 1 or 2 parts a look to see if you like it. Maybe you'll be pleasantly surprised. If you don't, wow, you wasted 20 minutes, right? But at least you gave it a shot, and you might see something that catches on and you like, and you end up watching. I get the feeling what a lot of people do now, they say, that's a game I just totally am turned off by. I don't even want to see Phil try it. And that's, unfortunately, I think a lot of people miss out on fun playthroughs and stuff because they do that, you know? That's number 1. Number 2, and I know a lot of people say, especially in this day and age with all the negative shit that I've had for the past 2 years about me, but spread the word. Let people know. But did you know that DSP still makes videos? Did you know that he's about to play Call of Duty Black Ops 3 co-op with a friend of his? You remember that Zombies co-op from 3 years ago? He's going to do it again this year. You know he's going to play Fallout 4 for a week straight. He's going to be basically marathoning this game and going crazy with it. Remember when he played Fallout 3 back in the day, and he was one of those YouTubers who blew up for playing that game and got a lot of attention for it? Well, imagine him playing Fallout 4, right? It's going to be kind of the same thing. And that's what you need to do, is just let people know I still exist and spread the word, because that organic growth I was getting from YouTube search and YouTube related videos doesn't fucking exist anymore. It doesn't. And, you know, one thing, I want to say one thing before I go to my final thing you could do to help me. A lot of people is, well, what about streaming, Phil? Because, you know, have you noticed that your streams lately haven't had as many viewers as before? Yeah, because I haven't been streaming. My streaming's been on and off for 2 months. Where I can get it turned off for a week, it's back on again, then I'm not streaming for this game, I am streaming for this game. That's going to happen. That is a direct result of, number 1, the false copyright strikes against me. And again, number 2, when you're watching people streaming on YouTube Gaming now, I don't show up as high as I used to. I used to be showing up as the number 1 guy, and I'm already kicked down because of the shit that happened in August. A lot of people were wondering. They're like, Phil's streaming until dawn, he's not even showing up in the search results. That's why I wasn't. Because of all the videos I had to delete, I was kicked out of YouTube Gaming search priority. So that's what's going on with the streaming, all right? Number 3, and I'll be honest, this is the biggest thing right now that you can do to help me. Patreon. $1 a month, and it's all media, oh, Phil made this video to beg for money, and blah, 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 blah. Shut the fuck up. Because people love to twist my words into shit. Never did I ever say that people shouldn't be able to use Patreon or take donations or use crowdfunding. The only criticism I've ever given to people doing stuff like that is when they're in the middle of a game and they stop what they're doing to ask for a donation or acknowledge a donation, or they basically, they corrupt the pureness of the gaming. And the gaming is secondhand sidetracked for someone to send the money to get attention. That's what I don't agree with. I am 100% in agreement that most people now who are either live streaming or on YouTube need some kind of supplementary income because ad revenues have plummeted on YouTube. YouTube search criteria has fucked people over, and it's not viable to operate your own business on YouTube anymore without some kind of supplementary income. Patreon is a way for people who watch your content on a weekly, monthly, daily basis and say, listen, I know it's free, but I love your content and I want to see you continue to be able to do this and put this out. Here's some money so that you can keep doing it. That's what it is. And it's not, a lot of people get the misconception that Patreon is like Kickstarter. It's not. You're not donating and saying, here's money, but I'm going to get a product. No. You're basically saying, I love what you do. I want to see you keep doing it. I appreciate it. I'm sorry you can't make a living just off of ad revenue or whatever it is that you make revenue off of. So here, I want to see you continue to be successful. Boom. Here's some revenue for you. That's how Patreon works. And the misconception about Patreon is that you have to give tons of money. No. The most successful people who use Patreon have a ton of people who give $1 a month. Those are the most successful people. If you have thousands of people, I'm sure this video is going to get thousands of views. Thousands of people. $1 a month. I wouldn't have to worry about fucking YouTube anymore. I wouldn't have to worry about ads. I wouldn't have to worry about views. I could give a shit if I fall up and down in the fucking search rankings. If someone falls copyright strikes, you do whatever the fuck you want. But if I don't have to worry about that because of Patreon, then that would be amazing. Right? And that's why people, they're just so fucking jealous that someone like me could continue to be successful and continue to have a business and continue to be happy and to bring happiness to people on a daily basis with my gameplay. And they just are so angry that I could have a Patreon that's successful and I could have a YouTube that's successful, right? We've been through so much since 2008. We've been through everything, copyright strikes and fucking false flags and channels getting shut down and being kicked out of fucking AdSense, being kicked off of Blit TV and going through partnerships and this and that and contract renegotiations and herpa fucking dirt. And I'm still fucking here. How many people have been through the shit that I've been through on YouTube and they're still fucking here? I'm not giving up. I'm going to be here daily to give you fun content. That's the part, that's the goal. But when this shit happens with YouTube and I have no control over it, I need your help. And if you really want to help, Patreon's the way. $1 a month. If 10% of the people overall who watch my content gave $1 a month, I wouldn't have to worry about any of this shit anymore. You'd never hear me talking about fucking views again, and you certainly wouldn't have to hear about me being all negative about stuff like this coming up, because I don't want to make this fucking 40-minute vlog about it, but I have to, because people are in the dark about what's going on. They don't even understand how fucked up YouTube is. This is how it is. Alright? So thank you to those of you who've been there from the beginning. Thank you to those of you who are new viewers. Thank you to everyone who's out there supporting me on social media. You know, Twitter, Facebook, emailing me, putting on comments on my videos, posting on my website, fucking sending me personal emails that I can read, doing stuff, you know, for Patreon, contributing, want to do multiplayer gameplay with me, people who get the word out. You're the reason we worked together for 7 years to be successful. It was you and me, and we could keep doing this, but we got to get around the YouTube bullshit, right? So when shit like this happens, hopefully within 3, 4, 5 months of me plugging away, I'll be back in the rankings and you'll see organic growth and more views on DSPGaming again. Hopefully I can make a new channel in 2016 that'll start to explode a little bit more because it won't be raw gameplay, it'll be edited stuff, and that'll catch on. But for now, you want to support me, watch my videos, spread the word, and Patreon, okay? And that's all I have to say. Thank you for watching this, everyone. I hope this was a sufficient explanation, and please enjoy the rest of the content coming out this hardcore gaming season. Peace out, everyone.